こんにちは。アルファアドバイザーズの坂下です。今日はなんとシンガポールから、SMU、シンガポールマネージメントユニバーシティの卒業生の方、それからアドミッションの方に来ていただいております。シンガポール SMU は、書きましたが、シンガポール最強というふうに私たちは思っていまして、もちろんシンガポール素晴らしい学校、いろいろあるんですけれども、今日お話しいただくプログラムの内容、それからロケーションが実はとてもいいんですね。シンガポール自体もそこまでアメリカみたいに広大というわけではないんですけど、ただ SMU は特に都心部にあって、すぐ近くにCBD という、日本でいうと丸の内とか大手町みたいなビジネス街がすごく近くにあります。で、かつ、インターンシップが中に組み込まれているようなプログラムもたくさんあって、就職もとても強いですね。で、最近はシンガポールもう非常にアルファでも人気がある、留学先として人気がある地域の一つです。で、書いてある通り、やはり金融とテック、アルファでもというか、これからの時代、稼げるのも金融テック、それからコンサルに行って経営キャリアを目指す方もいますし、そういった方面で皆さん就職うまくいってるのが、うまくいってると。で、今日は SMU って実はいろいろなプログラムがあって、学部も大学もあるんですけども、大学院も本当にいろんなプログラムがあります。で、その中でも今日は MBA と MIM、それから金融工学と書きましたけれども、正確に言うとマスター・オブ・クオンティタティブ・ファイナンスという、比較的、あえて言うなら金融工学に近いプログラムと、あとアプライド・ファイナンスという、もう少しマスター・オブ・ファイナンスに近いプログラムの2つがあります。それから、シンガポールならではっていう感じではあるんですけど、マスター・オブ・ウェルス・マネジメントという、資産運用のようなプログラムもあるので、そちらも今日はお話したいと思います。結構ね、たっぷり解説していただいて、卒業後のキャリアも先ほど見せていただいたんですけど、さすが、素晴らしいね、もう一流企業に皆さんどんどん入っていて、卒業生の方も、日本人の卒業生の方で、今はキャリアアップされて活躍している卒業生の方にも来ていただいているので、ぜひ皆さん最後までご覧ください。途中でご質問があれば、YouTube のコメント欄に入れていただければ、最後にまとめてお答えしたいと思います。日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。アルファアドバイザーズでは今まで17年間、社会人の方のキャリアサポートをしています。で、これは転職。で、転職もそのまま転職する方も、一旦グローバルな経験を積んで MBA とか、ファイナンス、金融工学、大学院に行って転職する方もいます。で、こちらは MBA とか、ミドルキャリアの方もね、最近多いんで、30代で、結構シンガポール SMU も1年間で MBA は終了できますので、30代の方でも行ってる方いますし、その後のキャリアアップまでサポートしています。で、今日は特にいつもはね、結構社会人向けの話をするんですけど、このお話しする中の一つの MIM というプログラム、それからファイナンス系のプログラムは、大学生の方で大学を卒業してそのまま留学することもできます。で、実はアルファからも、その大学を卒業して、そのままシンガポールの MQF というマスター・オブ・クオンティタティブ・ファイナンスとか、マスター・イン・マネージメント、SMU に行ってる方もいて、いや実はもう外銀を圧勝していると。ボスキャリとか、就職でね、ものすごい勢いで、金融系のインターンを取ってる方とかもいるんですけれども、それ以外にもシンガポール留学の魅力ということで、こちらに書いてます。先ほど申し上げた通り、ちょっとね、最初導入ということで私からお話ししますけれども、結構、アメリカとかヨーロッパに行く方ももちろんいるんですけど、やっぱりシンガポールで、家族で移住したいとか、あるいはその金融とか IT、特に IT 系の最近はもうハブになっているので、シンガポール行きたい。あとは VC とかね、現地で入る方もいますね。で、SMU もそうですし、いくつかのトップクラスの大学院がシンガポールにはあります。で、あとは、いろいろなね、多国籍の方がいますし、それからアジアで何かビジネスをしたいとか、いう方もシンガポールに行ってますね。あとはお子様がいる家族を連れて行くという方なんかも、非常にシンガポールは、お問い合わせというかご相談が多いです。インターナショナルスクールとかもありますし、UWC というね、非常にシンガポールでもトップクラスの学校もあって、 で、大学はそこから欧米に行くというようなパターンもあって、アルファでも継続してサポートしている方が、その方はシンガポールにもともといらっしゃって、で、UWC に行って、シカゴ大学に行ったりとかですね、そういう方もいます。で、あとはやはりその金融資産構築も、税メリットとかもありますし、ファミリーオフィスとかもね、たくさんあるので、そういった目的を持っていく方もいますし、あと仮想通貨とかトレーディングなんかも発達しています。で、移住も、そのアメリカとかに比べると、比較的、学歴とか給与の要件とかあるんですけど、しやすいですね。で、安全ですし、綺麗ですしね。そういった意味では、比較的日本人にも過ごしやすい場所かなというふうな形で、シンガポールに行く方結構多いです。で、卒業した後のキャリアは、今日また詳しくお話ししていただきますけれども、シンガポールだからということは特にないんですけど、やはりシンガポール特徴としては、グローバルな企業のヘッドクォーターがね、結構集まっていますので、そこに入っていく方もいますし、やはりあと金融の資産運用とかトレーディング、結構私もびっくりするというかね、すごいなと思ったんですけれど、実際に今ね、SMU のマスターに行ってる方もアルファでね、就職のサポートとかさせていただいてると、ジェーンストリートとかね、下出るとか、そういったもうグローバルなトップヘッジファンドとのコネクションがあったり、彼らがリクルーティングのフライヤーを学校に配っていたりして、もう日本の大学とか大学院では決して見られないような、そしてアメリカでもね、本当にトップトップの学校じゃないとなかなか得られないような、そういった企業とのネットワークがあって、いや、すごいなと思って見ています。で、あとはシンガポールで VC に入る方もいますし、長く VC で活躍されている方もいますね。で、それからテック、あとは日系の大手企業もシンガポールに大きなオフィスを持っていたりするので、銀行とか証券とか商社とか、そういったシンガポールの現地に勤める方もいますね。はい。あとはシンガポールで働いて、なんかもう少しで永住権が取れますみたいな方もいるので、そういう意味でも長くいらっしゃる方も結構見かけます。はい。で、簡単にシンガポールのね、ことを話しましたけれども、ちょうどシンガポールも結構ね、アルファでもすごく最近人気が上がってきていて、アメリカに行く方とかヨーロッパとかもいるんですけど、シンガポールのツアーを、一応ゴールデンウィークくらいかな、皆さんお休み取りやすいかなと思って行こうと思っています。ちょうど3月はアメリカのツアーに行ったんですけれど、シンガポールはより、地域的にも行きやすい、ちょっとアメリカよりも近いですし、航空券とかもなんかアメリカに比べると全然安いので、いつもだいたい2、3日くらいで学校回りきれますし、結構シンガポールは人気ですぐ埋まっちゃうので、興味がある方は、無料相談のところにリンクをお渡ししてますので、ぜひお問い合わせください。はい。で、今日は私、坂下が、ファシリテートしていきますけれども、アルファでは、代表の入住さんはじめ、MBA を取っているアドバイザーと、皆さんのキャリアプランとかをお話しして、学校を決めて、MBA の出願であったり、大学院の出願、それからキャリア、転職とか就活サポートしています。ぜひ SMU 行きたいという方も、この SMU は今年の入学もまだ間に合うということで、MBA が8月、あとは1月の入学もありますね。で、ファイナンス系は10月とか、少し入学の時期ずれるんですけれど、今年入学もまだ間に合いますので、できるだけ早く行っちゃった方がいいと思います。あんまり今のキャリアで1年とか引っ張るよりはね、早く行った方が、早くキャリアアップ、当然ですができますので、ぜひ興味がある方はすぐにご相談ください。はい。ということで、早速、アドミッションの方に学校の説明と卒業生の方にも、学校のこととか、キャリアのこと、いろいろ伺っていこうと思います。Joshua, thank you for your time today. And could you start your presentation?
Yeah, hi, sure. Thanks, Emmy and Alpha Advisors for having us. I'm Joshua from SMU. Let me just replace the sharing. Yeah. Okay. I hope you can see my screen. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, a very good evening to one and all. I'm Joshua from Singapore Management University, the Kong Chen School of Business. I'm here to share about the postgraduate master's program here with you. Now, Singapore Management University, and I think Emmy has already shared quite a bit about our university located in the heart of the city. If you've been to Singapore, we're actually located right beside the Central Business District. It's a 5 to 10 minutes walk, it could be a walk, it could be a public transport away. And it's a very young university. We were established in 2000 together with Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, to be really the business school of Singapore. So Lee Kong Chian School of Business is actually the flagship school of SMU and the largest business school in Singapore, comparing across all the different universities that you know. Now, we also have a very sterling employment record since our first bunch of graduates, undergraduates and postgraduate students. We have a network of 3,000 different business connections across Singapore and the region. Emmy has shared with you the global HQ is based, a lot of global headquarters are based in Singapore. And these connections actually help to secure a lot of prestige, reputation, and branding with companies in Singapore. So this is our location. If you have been to Singapore, you know Orchard Road is a place where you go to for shopping, right? And then there's Marina Bay, where you get all the financial center. You look at the Merlion, if you know the place. If you look at the business parks, we're not too far away from One North Business Park. And Changi Airport is in the east. So really, we are located very close at the heart of Singapore. Okay. Now, this is the only business school in Singapore that's Triple Crown accredited. So we're accredited with AACSB, AMBA, as well as EMFD, ensuring that the qualifications that you have with us, the master's degree that you do with us, would have global recognition. In fact, many of these programs are also ranked highly amongst the top 100 in the world, all right, both with QS as well as Financial Times. Now, what do we offer that's different since we are built from ground up to be a business university, a business school? Firstly, there's a lot of interaction within the classroom setting. This is to encourage really the flow of learning. You would have classmates from different diverse experience or diverse profile coming in to ensure that you get peer-to-peer learning. So it's no longer just learning from faculty, professors, or the teachers in your classroom. It's also about learning from one another, especially in a program like the MBA. This would also enhance your soft skills. So if you're looking to develop soft skills like articulation in your communication, leadership and project management and teamwork, this kind of program, the pedagogy style, would be very suitable for you. A lot of our curriculum will translate into practicality as well. So the application would be really in the work that you do, right? So we emphasize practical outcomes through action-based learning or applied-based learning. Being an Asian business school, we focus a lot on Asian businesses, organization practice here in Asia across the different nations. So it's not just about Singapore, it's about ASEAN, it's about North Asia, South Asia, different parts of Asia, right? But beyond that, we also lead research and relevant Asian-based case studies. So we have a team of writers and faculty going to companies and writing about business cases that you'll read in our programs. Now, these cases are also award-winning, so it's up there with Harvard Business Review and Northwestern, for example, right? We do have very strong network of faculty and mentors. So our faculty tend to be from the industry, so they would have some form of experience before they do their PhD, and that translates to a very practical curriculum when you're in class. So what's action-based learning? Now, our programs, by and large, would have some elements of this. Action-based learning would talk about internships, for example. There will be compulsory internships in the MBA. There will be some optional internships in the finance programs, and also the Masters of Science in Management. We have this thing called venture building experience, so you would have the opportunity to start up your own business on-site in campus, supported by our industry mentors, as well as our Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. We also have management study projects, strategy initiative projects. This deals with real workplace issues that you want to solve with the newfound skills that you've gained from your program. And finally, the new venture creation project, which is a part of the MBA itself. Okay, so this is also starting up your own business, but within a shorter frame of time. Beyond that, global exposure is something that a lot of our students look for. So what we do is student exchange. We have overseas segments where our students do visit companies and universities overseas to learn for a shorter period of time. These are usually 1 week. For the full-time MBA, for example, you have an overseas immersion program. This is about 3 to 5 days. You will go to an ASEAN country to learn about doing business, for example, in Thailand, in Indonesia, or in the Philippines, right? And business study missions are more for the Masters of Science in Management or Applied Finance students. This is also a 1 week learning experience overseas where you will once again learn from industry. So you go to corporate, go to companies for visits, organizations to learn about their business model, and then you would also learn from some of our partner universities. Of course, we will expose you to international competitions. Our students have typically done well, even though, once again, we are a very young university. This is because the training they get here is really practical. Beyond that, we have very strong career development and coaching, given that we are a business university, a business school. So for our students, there's career advising, there's career development that you have to go through, right? When you are in the program itself, whether it's the MBA or the MIM, applied finance or quantitative finance, all right? Now, in terms of our outreach, we do have our career service team working very closely with employers. All right. So 3,000 different companies that we're networked with. There's also overseas engagement with markets as diverse as the Middle East and Europe. All right. So you're not just limited to what you have in Singapore or in the ASEAN region. Obviously, we also curate a lot of sessions that involves industry career talks, career fairs, and networking sessions. Finally, online, you have different resources like what we call the on-track portal, where you have access to internship and placements opportunities. So what do we offer in terms of program? We have, broadly speaking, 8 different programs. Today, I want to share with you the Masters of Business Administration, the Masters of Science in Management, Masters of Science in Wealth Management, Masters of Science in Applied Finance, and finally, in also quantitative finance. Each of these have very different flair and flavor that will be suited to very practical applications within the industry. Now, firstly, for the MBA, we have both a full-time and a part-time intake in January and in August. So there's an opportunity to enroll in either in a January or August intake. Typically, our program is quite diverse in nature with 14 to 26 nationalities, about 144 students at any one time, while the program is ongoing. Most of our students are actually international students as well, so 60%. When you look at the full-time itself, it's close to 80 to 90% international students. The years of work experience on average is about 6 years. And I'll explain a little more later. So 31 years average age, 650 average GMAT. Okay, so what we have here, if you can see, is a bit small, but 4 intakes to be honest. 2 part-time, 2 full-time, 2 in January, 2 in August. This is to ensure that there's a lot of flexibility built into the programs for students who want to complete their full-time program in as short as 10 months or extend it all the way to 15 months. This also allows our part-time student to curate their own learning from 15 to 18 months. So it depends on when you want to graduate. Reasons could range from career reasons all the way to a return to your home country if you want to. All right. So what we have for the full-time studies, really, because if you're from Japan, likely this is the option that you're looking at. 8 core modules, you do it within 2 terms. That would be Monday to Thursdays, 1 lesson per day. And then on Friday is set aside for your career development. So you meet with your career coach, you get to know what the industry, the market is like. If you want to work in Singapore or you want to work in Japan or other parts of Asia, that is possible. So you get to work with them very closely. Now, once you move into your elective period, where you have to do a minimum of 10 electives, you can also choose tracks, which I will tell you later. But lessons are really in the evenings, meaning to say, you come in only from 7 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. In the day, you actually go for a compulsory internship. Now, internships are very useful for our candidates because it helps you to gain exposure to what it's like to work in Singapore. Beyond that, you also have the opportunity to engage your internship company so that you have a runway for them to decide if you will be a good full-time employee. So we do have quite a number of our students converting into full-time employment at the end of their internship. All right. But if not, you can always look for different choices in terms of your industry or roles that you are looking at. And from there, our career service support extends to 3 years after graduation. Now, if you graduate in Singapore and you have not found a job, you can apply for an additional year stay to remain to search for a role. But the good news is 90% of our graduates land a role within 6 months of graduation. So say you end in December of 2025, right? Within 6 months, 90% of our students do get a role that they want, whether it's in Singapore or in other parts of Asia. Okay, now if you see there's quite a bit of overlaps, there's also a part-time intake. This means that during your electives, you will be studying with people from the part-time intake or from other full-time intakes. So this expands your network and allows you to grow broadly. You will be studying with them. You will be networking with them. There'll be events with them. So it's not just your cohort of 50 students. It will be a lot more, about 144 students that you'll be in regular contact with. Now, small class size is also a hallmark of the MBA experience, mainly because our classrooms are limited in size. This means there is more emphasis on you being an active part, an active player within the class itself. All right. So do take note that there's pre-study module before you begin the program because we want you to be prepared for your studies with us. So I mentioned about elective specialization earlier. There's 4 tracks: communications, entrepreneurship, finance, and human capital. You can opt to do one track by completing 5 modules within a track, right? So there's a maximum of 1 track, but you can also choose to be as general as you want. You don't have to select a track. It's up to you. This is mainly to help you build the skills that you want towards a certain career goal that you have. So for our overseas opportunity, there's the immersion program I talked about earlier. This is a 3 to 5 days trip to an ASEAN country to learn about how business is done in these parts of Asia. So there's a lot of Japanese company using Singapore as a headquarters, but a lot of their operations actually run in ASEAN countries because of the domestic market, so on and so forth. Now, when you go into these markets, you'll be learning from local business leaders how things are being run and how problems are being solved within the context of the country itself. So this brings a lot of value if you're looking to expand your career to the rest of Asia, especially in ASEAN. We also offer 1 week or one term exchange with our partners, and you can see a non-exhaustive list there. These partners do change from time to time. So this is really to help you to have this global exposure that you need if you feel that you want to have a more international experience. Okay. So this is being a very general management program is where our students do land up in the different companies. So you will see technology, finance, consulting being a chief part of it. But we also have pharmaceuticals, we have FMCG, we have logistics company even, right? We do also have some alumni, and we are very fortunate today that one of them is here with us to actually share a little more about the program. He's Ted Swall from our class of 2022, right? And Ted Swall is currently in consulting. All right. So if I could just have Ted Swall just coming in right now to share a little about yourself, an introduction, and then also what are some of the thoughts and answer some questions. Thank you very much.
Hi, Joshua and Amy. Thank you for having me. And I'm Tetsuo, graduated 2021. And from now on, I will share my SMU experience in Japanese, since I think most of the listeners are Japanese. So, はじめまして、菅谷と申します。私が SMU の MBA 卒業したのは2021年ですかね。で、パートタイムの、生徒として卒業しました。 で、と、まあ、後ほどもしかしたら質問あるかもしれないんですけども、簡単にバックグラウンドだけ言うと、MBA の前と後両方コンサルです。で、業界自体は、MBA の前は会計とか、IT 系をやっていて、で、MBA の後はよりちょっと戦略寄りのことをやっていて、今に至るという形ですね。なんか詳細はもしかしたら後で聞かれるかもしれないので、はい、ここら辺で止めておきます。Then,
ありがとうござい
how
ます。
should I do that? Okay.
少し、津川さんのお話を伺うセッションというのをお時間をいただいているので、
あ、どうぞよろしくお願いしま
うん
す。
そうですね。今これを見てる方は、MBA について考えているとか、あるいは MBA に行ったらどういうキャリアになるのかなとか、シンガポールの
う
MBA、
ん、
国の検討されている方とか、いろいろいると思うんですが、簡単に、
うん、
バックグラウンドと、なぜMBA に行こうと思われたのかって、非常にベーシックな質問なんですけど、あと
うん、
はシンガ
うん。
ポールを選ばれた、かつその中で SMU だった理由っていうのを教えていただけますか？
ああ、そうですね。最初のご質問で言うと、なぜ MBA を考えたかっていうと、そうですね。大きく二つあって、私がもともとコンサルで働いてた時に、まあ、いろんなプロジェクトにアサインされて入っていく中で、やっぱ引き出しがとても少なかったんですよね。引き出しと知識と。で、そこも経験で補うにはすごい時間かかるなと思ったので、この SMU の MBA、まあ MBA を検討し始めて、一気にオーソドックスなビジネスの試験を頭に入れておきたいっていうところ。で、それを入れることによって、まあ、キャッチアップが早くなったり、プロジェクトでパフォーマンス上がるかなと思ったので、まあ、そういった考えで入りました。MBA 狙っていきました。で、まあ、なぜ SMU シンガポールっていうところにも、通ずるんですけど、もともとその、海外の経験がとても少なかったので、まあ、日本の MBA よりも海外に行って、海外の生徒とやり取りするような、そんな、ビジネスの MBA の、環境に惹かれて、目指したっていうのが二つ目ですね。で、あと、何でしたっけ？なんでシンガポールか、なぜ SMU かでしたっけ？
そうですね。
なぜシンガポールかっていうところでは、もちろんその MBA を考えている中で、やっぱ有名どころのランキングトップ10占めるようなところ、アメリカが多かったり、あとヨーロッパの選択肢もあったりっていうところを、全部見た上で、私パートタイムで、SMU 行ってるんですけど、まあ、仕事でたまたまその金融系のお客さんを、担当しているような時期があったので、それでシンガポールに、すごい会社としていく、その駐在としていくような、貴重な機会があったっていうのと、で、そこに加えて、そのシンガポールの、キャンパスビジットを、大所のところですかね、国立大学の3つほど、ビジットした時の、その、授業のスタイルとか、あと、アドミッションオフィスの、提供してくるこの情報っていうのに、すごい、マッチし、自分の、思考がマッチしたっていうところが、大きな理由かなと思いますね。細かく言えばもっとあるんですけど、大体大きなところで言うと、そんなところかなと思います。
ありがとうございます。パートタイムで行かれたっていうことなので、フルタイムの方と授業は同じ授業とかもあったんでしょうか？
あ、そうですね。パートタイムだと、同じカリキュラムで同じ先生で、1年半かけてやるんですけど、フルタイムだと、それが1年で、全部履修するような形になりますね。で、その半分ぐらい、コアコースが終わったタイミングから、フルタイムもなんていうんですか、インターンを、することになるので、で、そのインターンっていうのが、SMMBA の中で、なんですか、クレディットの、要求される
はい。
ことなんですよね。なので、フルタイムも結局後半戦からはパートタイムみたいに日中は、外で働きに行って、インターンシップしに行って、で、夜学校に戻ってくるみたいな。で、そのタイミングでパートタイムとフルタイムが重なるような形で、卒業を一緒にするような、そんなスケジュール感で、あの、提供するカ
なるほど。
リキュラムになってますね。
津川さんは、MBA に行って転職をされたっていう感じですか？
そうですね。はい。MBA 行って帰ってきてから、同じ業界なんですけど、やることをちょっと変え、担当する領域とか、お客さんちょっと変えるっていう意味で、転職しました。
あ、なるほど。それはじゃあ、 就職活動、パートタイムなので、どちらかというと在学中というよりは、でも在
はい。
学中に就職活動とか、なんか要するに、フルタイムで行く方も、駐在しててパートタイムの方も中にはいらっしゃるんですけ
はい。
ど、
はい。
就活の機会、結
はい。
構、今もちょうど SMU のアドミッションの方が東京にい
うん。うん。
らしてて、お
あ、
話しした
そうですか。はい。
結構キャリアセンターで、キャリアコース
そうですね。うん。
とかもそうだし、あとはやっぱりインターンシップだったり、企業さん
はい。
が学校に来て説明会したりする機会とかも結構あるよとおっしゃってたんですけど、そ
はい。
のあたりって何か見られたりあるいはご自分でもされたりしてましたか？
あ、おっしゃる通りですね。私、パートタイムだったので、その活動はほとんど使ってはいないんですけど、そのフルタイムの、生徒を横目で見てる限りは、なんかこう学校で、インターン先を見つけるための企業リストとかがあって、で、そのキャリアアドバイザーがMBA の、生徒についてくれるような、そんな組織というか仕組みがすでに SMU の中にあって、で、それを皆さん活用していくっていう形ですね。で、実際にそのインターンから、そのまま延長でなんていうんですかね、正式採用というか正式オファーをもらうような人もいれば、そのインターンで培った経験ないし、その業界経験を、履歴書に書いて、ちょっと職種転換というか、業種転換みたいな形で、転職を狙っている人もいましたね。
うん。
で、インターンだけじゃなくて、就職活動のサポートとかも、キャリアセンターがやってくれるので、まあ、それは MBA オフィスのそのアドミッションオフィスというよりも、学校にいるキャリアセンターの一つですかね。そういうのを使いながら、皆さんやってたのかなっていうのを、はい、印象あります。
うん。そうですよね。なんかSMU に行かれてる方の様子とか見ていても、結構キャリアセンターがこういうインターンリストみたいなの、おっしゃる通りあって、なんか何月、いつぐらいにはこういうことをしましょうとかっていうワークシートみたいなのもあって、
そうですね、はい。
手厚く、
結構ペースが
あの、もう
ス
私、
ケジュール感とかもペースがある程度見せてくれるので、割と早い間からみんな動き始めて、で、まあ短く早く決めたい人もいれば、まあ中長期的に長く見ていく人もいたりみたいな、そんな感じで、結構、入ってからのその活動のイメージは結構インプットしてくれるかなっていう印象です。
そうですよね。結構私は MBA の、大学院のプログラム見ているんですけど、中には結構、各自頑張ってねっていうプログラムもあって、一方で SMU はすごくそこが手厚くて、もうね、ロケーション
うん。
もいいですし、やっぱり就職強い理由がね、よくわかるなっていうふうに思ってます。
まあ、ただ中にはなんていうんですかね、全然結構苦労する人もいるし、まあ、サポートはしてくれるけど結構、なんていうんですかね、就職マーケットの影響とかも結
そうで
構
すね。
あるかなと思うので、まあ一概にそう簡単にみんな見つけれるよっていうイメージよりもちょっと、ちゃんと動くとか、
そうですね。
そうい
努
う動く道
力というか。
筋は、
うん。
見せてくれる、かつ、動き先の、支援とかもしてくれるっていうところとか、あと、準備、動くための、まあ何したらいいのみたいなところは、まあ履歴書のサポートだったり、リンクトインの書き方とか、そういったところも結構その講義外の、演習みたいなのがあって、そういうのは受けましたけど。
そうですね。
はい。
ありがとうございます。あと、授業で行くと、その先ほどアドミッションの方も結構実践的な、
うん。
ラーニングとかも多いよという話だったと思うんですけれ
うん。
ど、この、他との比較っていうのはなかなか受けてないと難しいと思うんですけど、どういう、形式で、みんなでグループワークやったりとか、そのあたりをお話しいただいてもよろしいですか？授業の形式というか、クラスの内容によっても違うと思うんですけど、例えばケースがあったり、この授業では実践的にコンサルプロジェクトやったりとか。
そうですね。なんか、さっきの、ジョシュアの、SMU のスケジュールがあったと思うんですけど、まあ、そこの書いてる、カリキュラムだと、だいたい18モジュール、単位に含まれるというか要求されるんですよね、卒業まで。で、そのすべての科目で、まあ、講義だけじゃなくて、グループワーク、一人5人、1チーム5人のグループワークが組まれて、最終授業に向けてプレゼンテーションの準備をするみたいな、そんな 動きですね。で、プラスアルファ、テスト、その、モジュールごとのテストがそれぞれあるっていう形なので、それを18種類の科目やっていくと、結構なんていうんですかね、必然的にインプットもされますし、で、グループワークの中のグループプロジェクトというか、立ち回りとかコミュニケーションみたいなところも、グローバルで培えるかなと思いますし、で、テストに向けて、教授が、講義ノートみたいな、なんていうんですかね、パワーポイントでいう、この授業のスライドを、毎回全教授が提出してくれるので、その講義ノートと、あと教科書と、あと宿題で出されるケーススタディみたいなのをやってると、かなりインプット量も、そしてグループワークでのアウトプット量というか、で、テストでの確認みたいな、なんか、環境がうまく自分をシフトしてくれるような、そんな授業かなと思います。
MBA の中でも、例えばファイナンスとか、コー
うん。
ポレートファイナンスだったり、あるいはそのインベストメントだったり、
はい。
マネージメントとか、
はい。
コンセントレーションとか、ここの部分を特に取ったり、メジャーを選べたりみたいな、そういうことはあるんですか？
ぶっちゃけ
エレクティブの中で。
どこも、MBA も、私が見る限りは、似たり寄ったりかなっていうところはありますけど、強いて言うならファイナンスとか、なんですかね、アカウンティング系もそうだし、インベストメント系もそうだし、全部揃えてるような印象はありますね。で、SMA の特徴としては、他の学校も一般的かもしれないですけど、コアコースにファイナンスは絶対入ってるっていう感じですね。で、インベストメント系とか、ファンド系の、コースは結構取りたい人と取りたくない人選ばれるかなと思うので、イレクティブの方で、選べるようになってるっていう形ですかね。で、結構、強みというか、教授陣は結構揃えてきてるなっていう印象がありますね。シンガポール、SMU、シンガポール経営大学は、一応国立の大学院なので、結構国が教師とかファクリティに投資して、他の大学院とかから経験豊富な、教授ないし、実践で今活躍してるビジネスマンとかを、普通に投資して、教授として入れてるので、そこが結構フレキシブルに、で、学生からの評価とかも毎授業ごとというか、されるので、先生たちの選び方とかも、かなりシビアに見てるような印象は受けましたね。だから私が卒業した時にいた先生とかも、やっぱすごいいいなと思った先生とかいたりしますし、結構入れ替わったりもするし、あと、そのトレンド、IT とか、AI とか、トレンドに強い授業とかも組み込んだりしてくるので、あの、数年前とはまた、カリキュラム、イレクティブのとことか、コアコースでさえ入れ替わったりするところもあったりするので、そんな特徴はあるのかなっていう。
ありがとうございます。そうですね、おっしゃる通り、確かにその講師とか教授のクオリティって、意外と皆さん、なんかそこまで見てる人って学校
そうなんで
選び
すよね。
ないなと思うんですけれど、
なかなか見え
多分、
づらいと
な
ころがある
かなか、
と思いますが。
よく知らないと比べるの難しいと思うんですけれ
うん。
ど、私もいろんなプログラム、皆さんが実際に行かれているとか卒業するのを見て、すごくそこは思
うん。
いますね。で、すごく素晴らしい、その教授陣もそうですし、おっしゃっていただいた、やっぱり生徒の評価で結構変わっていく
そうですね。
っていうあの、なんかそこが新陳代謝というか、やっぱりいい先生は伸びていくし、ちょうど、ね、代表の、イリスミさんが卒業したなんかシカゴもそういう話をしていて、だから結構先生ももうすごい真剣っていう生徒さ
そうですね。
んにシビアに評価されるので、
はい。
それってすごいいい仕組みだなと思うんですよね。で、
ちょっと、
あとは
うん。
そう、ごめんなさい、どうぞ。
どうぞどうぞ。
あとは今言っていただいたカリキュラムの
はい。
ちゃんと時代に合わせていくっていうところは、MBA は今初めて菅さんに教えていただいて、そうなのかと思ったんですけれど、ちょうど今日はMBA とかビジネス系なんですけど、MITB っていう
うん。
IT 系のプログラムもご存知かもしれませんけど、SMU、ちょっと前に新しくできたというよりは、マスター・オブ・アナリティクスというのが、もっとシンガポールが IT のハブになっていくっていうことで進化したらしいんですけど、なんかそれも結構毎年毎年グレードアップしていて、
そうです。
なんかやっぱりそのあたりのキャッチアップがすごいなというふうに。 MBA もね、おっしゃる通り、すごいなと思いました。ありがとうございます。ちょっとまた皆さんからのご質問も後々伺っていこうと思います。あとは、須川さんから最後に皆さんに、このセッションのね、最後にまたメッセージもいただこうと思うんですが、あとは今日はマスター・オブ・ファイナンスのセッションもあると思うので、ちょっと上司さんのにまたお願いしようと思います。Joshua, thank you. We have finished the talk session with Suga-san. So
Yep.
could you resume your presentation for the Master of Finance, the quantitative finance and applied finance?
Thanks, Tetsuo. So I'll move back to the rest of the sharing for today. So firstly, we have the Masters of Science in Management. This is a growing program popular in Asia, especially for fresh graduates. Now, if you're a graduate in law, of tech, in computer science, for example, or even biotechnology, so on and so forth, you want to grow your business fundamentals. We offer a program just like the MBA, but for fresh graduates to candidates with less than 3 years of work experience to develop fundamentals. Okay, this would help transform your career options in the future as well. And you can see some of the profiles of our students going out to different industries. This would also take the practical learning of business into your curriculum, so you can also be very flexible in what you want to learn. All right. 2 intakes a year, Jan and August, and also a lot of opportunities for global exposure. Right. So this is what the schedule looks like. Jan intake or August intake. You do your core modules quite similar. You will have your internship or consulting project. Now that means it's a practical exposure to the industry. Same kind of career service support will provide to you. And then you can choose to take electives. So 4 modules in any of the tracks that we offer: operations management, finance, or marketing, or you can choose to be as general as you want. So for this program, you have to do 15 courses, but that also includes 2 units that can be taken from other schools. So if you want to customize your learning to include some tech electives, you can do that, or you can take electives from a school of accounting or school of law. Yeah, so there's a lot of options in that sense. So these are the different electives you can take beyond the core modules. So 4 modules if you want to specialize, but if not, you can choose from across. Okay, so there are a lot more than just the 3 tracks. All right. So for example, generally the electives available are also communicating across culture, or things like negotiation in business and sustainable impact. This is what our alumni looks like for this program. All right. So procurement specialists, consultants, even founders. So you would always have an opportunity to found your own venture in SMU, mainly because you're entrepreneurship and innovation hub. All right. Now, moving on to the 3 finance masters I want to share with you today. Now, why 3? Because they are targeted at very different areas of the finance industry. So we have a Masters of Science in Applied Finance. These are for career switchers or fresh graduates who want to enter the finance industry. This would be about 12 months, and if you want, there's an internship option as well. It's aligned with the CFA and CAIA. So if you are preparing to pursue these professional certifications, you can actually gain a lot from doing the master's program at the same time. All right. So you graduate with a master's program and you have completed a few levels. For CFA, it's up to level 2. You don't need additional preparation. So it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. There are also elective options in terms of the track for this applied finance program. Now, for quantitative finance, if you want to look into quant strategies, derivatives, trading, you can consider this program. There's 2 tracks as well. One SMU track and international track. So SMU track means you spend the whole 12 months in Singapore. For the international track, you would be at our partner university for 1 term. This would be a very detailed study of statistics, financial math, and computer science, but it's a growing field. And there are a lot of job opportunities here in Singapore because of our status as a finance hub, right? And you get an edge with enhanced global outlook on risk management, proprietary trading and quant finance, right? Finally, we have the wealth management program. Now, Singapore is a finance hub, but it's also a wealth management, asset management hub. So this is for aspiring or seasoned professionals who want to deepen their skills, expertise, and knowledge. Once again, we are recognized as a partner of CFA Institute, and we also carry the Institute of Banking and Finance accreditation in private banking. So means to say, when you graduate from this wealth management program, you can practice here in Singapore, right? You get all the license you need, right? As a private banker. So the whole value chain of process, products, and services related to wealth management, you get it from a very practical perspective. It's also a tri-continental master's degree. You will be studying in the US and also the University of St. Gallen in Switzerland, because these are known as wealth management hubs as well. So the calendar looks like that. In August, you join us after your prep studies, which is done online, right? Your first block, your different blocks, right? Block 1, 2, 3, and 5 will be done in Singapore. It'll be 4 consecutive weeks, right? And the lessons will look like that. So for the study block 1, for example, financial statement analysis, it will be more general in nature, more core. And that will be on Wednesday evenings, Friday, the whole day, Saturday, the whole day, and then Sunday, half day, right? So what do you do with the rest of the time? You'll be looking, as an international student, you'll be looking for internships, because between each block, you can embark on your internship with, say, a private bank or asset management company or something that's growing in Singapore, family offices. All right. In study block 2, you start deepening your studies into equities, ETF, the analysis, and then wealth planning in block 3, which is going to be very important if you're moving into that function, portfolio management as well. Now in March, which is usually where your block 4 is, there's going to be advanced learning at our partner universities. So currently it's Wharton in the US, and then St. Gallen in Switzerland. You learn things like alternative investing, philanthropic investing. You learn European wealth management, right? How do you do it differently in Europe and in America? So this is the depth of the specialty you go into. And then finally, when you return to Singapore, there's client relationship management, structured products, so on and so forth. The last one you see there is client book building. It's really a soft skills training for you to learn how to develop your own book of clients. All right. So for this program, there's a lot of networking opportunities with our alumni, because this has been running for close to 25 years now, right? So there is, for example, BNP Paribas annual lecture on sustainability. There's alumni working with so many different graduates, all right, and then different talks, so on and so forth. All right. So just to have a quick look while you are at it. All right, and then the next program that we have here is the Masters of Science in Applied Finance. All right, I just want to let you know that I think Tetsuo is still around. Tetsuo, do you want to come on to have some final? Okay, maybe a bit later. So the Masters of Applied Finance, right, has about 19 nationalities, 154 students. Once again, most of them are international. Okay, so they are from different countries in Asia, some from Europe and America as well, right? Very young cohort typically, because they are fresh graduates, but we have a part-time option for seasoned professionals who are looking to pivot and switch. Okay. All right, and then this is the calendar, very short program. This is to accelerate your learning and return you to the market very quickly. Okay, so your first 9 modules are actually what you need to learn for your CFA. So once you're done with term 1 and 2, you can do your CFA level 1, CFA level 2. And then in your elective period, once again, we offer you the opportunity to specialize in 3 different tracks: fund management, fintech, and real estate, right? Because these are very important skills and abilities you need to function and look for a career in Singapore. So if you want specialize, this will prepare you for your future role. Okay, and in term 4 is your open module. You can choose to take additional electives if you want, or to do an internship or business practicum here in SMU with our partners, right? Now, these are the elective specialization I talked about earlier. I am going a bit fast, but if you have any questions, feel free to put it to Emmy and she will translate it for me. Unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese, right? So these are some of the very specific electives that you will learn within the program. And you can choose from across these baskets of elective. Just choose 4 out of 5, all that's available, and you will get to specialize. Now, for the Quant Finance program, this is the class profile that we have. Once again, very diverse in nature, growing field, so a lot of students now. But we have a lot of Singaporean students. So a lot of finance professionals are switching into Quant Finance here. So if you're looking forward, this would likely be something that you'd be interested in. But the switching cost is very heavy because it's a very technical program. You need to be good with your math. You need to be able to learn programming very quickly, and also finance knowledge. All right. Yeah. So this is the profile of our class. Now it's quite a similar structure to the applied finance program. You have 4 to 5 modules a term for your core. You learn the basics in the first 2 terms. In the third term, you do your electives, and you can once again specialize, which I will talk about later. Now, if you're looking at the international track, basically what it means is that you'll go to base business school and you will learn for a term there, and you'll graduate as alumni from both programs and both universities. So that gives you an edge if you are looking to consider your career in either London or in Singapore. Right? And finally, term 4, the open module is the same as the one in MAF program. This is for your internship, your business practicum, or an additional elective you want to take, right? So once again, if you look at all our programs, it follows a very similar thread. There is a lot of flexibility, a lot of application, a lot of practicality in your learning. So these are the elective specialization from 3 different tracks. You can focus on financial data science, algorithmic trading, or risk analytics by taking up the electives offered within the track. Or you can choose to generalize. You don't have to be very specific in that sense. So it really depends on what kind of roles you want to go into, right? And this is the additional modules you can take with base business school at the City University of London, all right? Finally, this is some of the alumni profiles that we have. You can see from across the various programs they go into across the board, financial institutions and banks and trading firms, usually in Singapore, because this is the hub, right? And these are some of the titles that you have if you graduate from these different programs, and you're looking to do these different things. These are some of all the companies as well. It's non-exhaustive, but it should give you a good idea, right, of what kind of roles you will be looking at the end of the day when you graduate from the programs. So if you look at applied finance, for example, this would be things like compliance, in finance manager, even wealth management analyst, right, or in portfolio, right? But when you look at Masters of Science in Quant Finance, you'll be looking a lot at credit risk, market risk. You'll be a quant analyst, right, a consultant, even carbon trader, right? Just because you're using a lot of modeling tools. Okay. So once again, a quick comparison between the two in case you're a bit confused. MAF offers a more comprehensive knowledge of the finance industry, the whole finance value chain. QF, on the other hand, is more detailed study of stats, financial mathematics, and computer science. All right. Both have partnerships. So MAF is with CFA, and then for the QF, it's with Global Association of Risk Professionals. Right. And the students who join this program are usually looking to enter the industry for the MAF, or you're looking to do quant finance, or prop shop entrepreneurs for the quant finance program. Program durations similar, and for the QF, the special advantage is that you get to go for international track. So you can graduate as alumni of both SMU and Base Business School in London. So overall, across all our programs, the admissions requirements are quite similar. It's whether you require work experience or not. For all the programs that I've shared, only the MBA and the wealth management program requires at least 2 years of work experience. The rest of the programs are experience agnostic, meaning to say you do not have to have work experience if you want to join the program, because this offers you an opportunity to switch whether it's from your academic major or your current profession. Okay, and you have to submit all this listed. Bachelor's degree in any field is fine. So you don't have to worry, like, if you're from a law school, can you go to applied finance? It's possible. We have students who are lawyers who have graduated and move into the finance industry. All right. But the move must always make sense for you. All right. So if you've been working for a while, you have 40 years of work experience, maybe, right? And you're looking to join the finance industry, we'll have some counseling session with you to help make sure that the program meets your expectation and you can also fit into the class. We need your updated resume, 2 short essays, 2 referral reports. So these referees have to be professional in nature. We can also allow submission of academic referees, right? Especially for the fresh graduates. You have to do a GMAT, GRE, or SMU test. And if your undergraduate studies was not done in English, you have to submit an IELTS or TOEFL score, right? For each of the program, we have different requirements. Happy to take questions on that if you have already considered specific programs. If you've done your CFA or ACCA, that will be also helpful, especially for the finance program. So we have an indication of your level of understanding of finance topics already. We do rolling admissions, and that means that the application to the admissions results come out very quickly. So typically it's about 2 to 3 weeks. If you submit everything on time, you do your interviews and tests on time. So if you've taken your GMAT, GRE, usually the waiting time is also around this period, 2 to 3 weeks. But if you need to take your tests, that might drag on a little longer. Right, moving on to scholarships and financial aid. These are bond-free scholarships that we offer. So they can range in different categories like academic excellence, global awareness, leadership, impact on Asia, women in business, community impact. These are based on your profile. So if, say, you are, you've scored well in your GMAT, you've scored above 695, for example, you'll be shortlisted for the academic excellence scholarships. For most of our Japanese candidates, because we're building up the number of Japanese representation within our programs, you will also be shortlisted for global awareness. So this goes up to, say, for example, for the MBA program, 21,000 Singapore dollars off your tuition fee. For the other programs like the MAF, MIM, and MQF, it's about $15,000. And then for the wealth management program, is also approximately maximum of about 15,000. Yeah, right. If you're corporately sponsored, there is also a corporate partners award, but that requires a bit more discussion with your company. So there's an additional discount. So each candidate can have a maximum of 1 scholarship and 1 discount. Right, so this is my contact details. If you want to connect after the session, you can just add me on your LinkedIn, or you can write to me directly. But for now, thank you very much for your time. I think we have taken quite a bit of the time that we have. I'll hand this time over to Emmy for any questions that you want to ask.
Thank you, Joshua. Yes, we all cover for MBA, MIM, and MAF, MQF, and also wealth management program. Let's move on to the Q&A session with audience. We have several questions actually from audience. The first one is for job hunting in Singapore. I want to seek job in Singapore. Is it difficult for international students to secure job in Singapore? And how do students secure job in Singapore?
Okay. I will be very honest because across the world, right, the economy is a bit wonky. Okay. But in Singapore Management University, we recognize that it will always be a challenge, especially when you move to global hubs and you need to be competitive in nature. And that's why we focus a lot on career and professional development. This is to prepare you for the competitiveness, the market that you want to enter into. So for example, in Singapore, right, there is a restriction, a cap or minimum salary you need to have as a finance professional. So for example, I think the cap is about minimum of 6,000-ish per month, right? You need to earn at least 6,000 over dollars per month. And that puts you at, say, a middle level finance professional. Okay, so we prepare you through internships. So you see, internship is quite a part of the program across all the programs. All right, this is to ensure that you are able to qualify for some of the roles that you're looking for. There's also a lot of expectation matching at the start of the program. So when you're admitting, the career service team will be looking at your profile. They look at your career aspiration. They'll see if this is something that we can provide to you. So to put you in an internship, right, it requires a lot of confidence in your ability also to adapt to Singapore. I think majority of our Japanese students have done very well for themselves, whether in Singapore or outside of Singapore. When they come in for internships, they also are able to manage to secure all these internships they are looking for. So I won't downplay the challenges that you'll find in Singapore. There might be some difficulties, but as a premier business university, we will always be able to do our best to connect you. The other advantage is that you are now studying in Singapore. You have the local connection. So not all jobs come through career service opportunities. It also comes through your connection, your network in Singapore. There are events like networking events with the financial industry. There are thought leadership series, panels that we curate where you really get the opportunity to get to know the different professionals or the different industries you want to go into. Yeah, so it's very nuanced in terms of the way you want to present yourself to your future employers, and we will curate all these opportunities for you. Yeah, so as a SMU student, definitely there goes a lot of points towards you because you're studying locally. For candidates who are applying directly from overseas, it'll be even harder. Yeah, all right. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. For the class profile, how many percentage of the student is Japanese, is from Japan for MBA and other MAF and MQF? I think recently more and more Japanese university students seek for global opportunity before they start their working, so right after graduation.
So in the past 10 years, I think we see mostly Japanese students looking for MBAs only. And they tend to be a bit more senior. They have some years of work experience already. But in recent years, I think there are a lot younger Japanese coming into different specialized programs like the finance programs. And with a very intensive and focus on securing jobs in Singapore. All right, so our MBA Japanese population is between 5 to 10% yearly. We're looking to grow to 10% more consistently. All right. I'll say our Japanese population across all the specialized master's programs are still very low, right? So it may work in your favor because you may not want too many similar nationalities within the same program. But I would say even for us at the MBA level, we kept nationalities because we don't want too many nationalities, too many similar persons of the same nationality, or even industry within the program. At the end of the day, the diversity of the program is that you will learn from so many different profiles. And that's very important to us. So we don't recruit extensively only from consulting or from finance, right? We want lawyers, we want doctors, we want entrepreneurs in our MBA program. That's just an example. Yeah.
Thank you. So the next question. is for the wealth management program. So, what kind of career is the standard for wealth management program right after the graduation?
So a lot of our students want to go into private banking. So they service high net worth individuals. They usually start from assistant relationship managers and build their own book of clients and work their way up. So they become relationship managers. They'll look after other RMs, wealth managers in that sense. We also have quite a significant chunk now moving into family offices. Now, Singapore has attracted a lot of family offices to set up shop. A lot of capital flowing into Singapore. It's a sensitive topic, right? But what I'm saying is there's a lot more wealth to manage in Singapore from non-Singaporean clients. So there is a need for a professional group of staff who is able to engage with these clients and help them build their wealth in Singapore. All right. So family offices are being set up in that sense. Then the third category will be asset managers. All right, so different kind of assets, non-traditional assets. These are the industries that are still growing and still has a strong presence in our status as a financial hub. Yeah, so these are the three main categories.
Thank you. For the family office, I think it's very unique, especially in Singapore. Actually, yeah, there's some management for private office in Japan, but so for people who go to family office, it is based in Singapore.
Yeah, is there a question? Sorry, you're asking if they are based in Singapore.
It's a sorry question. Yeah, based
Okay.
in Singapore for family office work experience.
So the family offices are actually set up in Singapore. So they're required to maintain a certain amount of money and a certain amount of staff and to ensure that there is growth here. So it's not just Singapore is not a place just to park money. It's a place to invest for all these family offices. So therefore, there is a need for a professional group of staff to manage all these assets and wealth within Singapore, right? Yeah.
Okay.
It will be based in Singapore, basically.
Thank you. So the next question is, I think for Sugao-san, alumni.
That's all I think still online.
See online. Are you here? Are you there? Yeah. ちょっと次のご質問は、須川さんに質問なので、ちょっと日本語でいきたいと思いますが、ゲストの方にお伺いしたいということで、同業界で転職をされたとお話しいただきましたが、MBA 取得により有利になった職位が上がったなどの効用があればお聞かせいただけますでしょうかということ
で。になったことですかね。
MBA をどう、評価されたというか、ご自身で感じられるところとか、あるいは実際に働いて、多分その MBA って日本全体としては、そんなにその海外に比べると、取る方って多分少ないと思うんですよね。なんで、MBA って取ったらどうなるんだろうっていうのが、私たちのパターンであるんですけど、多分そこが、なんかお話しいただけるとイメージがつくのかなと思います。
そうですね。結構受ける業界とか、あと、そのご自身のバックグラウンド、業界を変えての転職とか、あと、そもそも日本でするのかどうか、海外で就職するのかどうかみたいないろんな要素が結構合わさるのかな。合わさって難しい難しくないみたいなのが変わるのかなと思うんですけど、私の場合は同業界でっていうところで、受けてましたっていうところのちょっと背景があります。で、それ以外はちょっと受けてないので、なんともちょっと言い難いところはあるんですけれども、MBA がどこまで本当に、効力があったかっていうところはわからないものの、履歴書では一個も落ちたことはないし、面接も、大体、面接までは絶対行くっていうような、通過率とかはなんか 100% だったかなっていうところがありますね。それがどこまで MBA が関わってるかっていうのはありますけど、あと、やっぱ、実際面接でどういうそのバックグラウンドを かっていうところを聞かれたり、あと、今求められてるポジションとか、その業界のマッチングっていうところで、その受かる受からないは結構あったのかなと思うので、最初のインタビューのところまでは結構効力あるんじゃないかなって個人的には思っていますと。で、まあ、ちょっと肝心なのは入ってからも結構重要なのかなと思っていて、
そうですね。
入ってからこう、社内でこう、どう動くかっていう時に、やっぱ MBA が、こ持ってるっていうだけで、やっぱTOEIC 何点レベルとかよりも、こう、格段とこう、グローバル人材の、こう、効力みたいなのが上がってくような、こう、感覚は結構あって、その前、まあ前含めて、ちょっと今の方が、卒業後の方が、そういろんなオポチュニティがこう、社内でも来るような実感はあったりはしますね。就職の活動の点だけで言うと、面接まで行って、そっからはちょっと勝負かなっていうのがちょっと肌感としてあるかなと思いますね。あと、日系か外資系かっていうのにも結構 MBA の価値観が結構違ったりすると思うので、まあ、外資だと割とこう、面接官が MBA 取ってる人だったりすると、あのプロセス経てきたんだねみたいなので、
うん、
すっとこう会話がしやすかったり、成り立ったりするっていうところもありますけど、はい。ちょっと、
そうですね。
うん、すいません。
確かに、
参考に。
外資の、ありがとうございます。おっしゃる通り、ちょうど、先週、アメリカなんですけどね、MBA のビジットのツアーに行って、これから受験するアプリカントの方と在校生の方とお話した時も、まあ、結構同じようなトーンでお答えいただいていて、やはりまあ、書類、もちろん、なんでしょうね、そこは競争があるので、ね、皆さん、多分、須川さんのご自身のご経歴とかトラックレコードもあって、今のポジションにいらっしゃると思うんですけど、その書類という意味では、やっぱり MBA 取ってる、あるいは在学中
うん
ということで、なんというかな、面接まではこぎつけるというのは、
そうですね。
皆さんおっしゃって
特に結
て、
構、
うん、
シンガポールのこの、まあ SMU 含め他の大学もそうですけど、結構その MBA の中でも、こう知名度がだんだん出てきてるのかな
う
と思うので、
ん、
なんかそこはメリットかなとは思いますけどね。
そうですよね。だから多分、私たちが見てる中でも、今までの経歴だけでは、やっぱりちょっと面接になかなか呼
そうですね。
ばれないとか、クオリフィケーションっていうところでも、
うん。
MBA を持って実際に学んでいて、でもちろんスキルもついてるし、そこに挑戦してるよねっていうことも含めて、
うん。うん。
まず面接には呼ばれると。ただそこは、ね、MBA の人がみんな集まってくる、あるいはクオリフィケーションがある人が来るので、その面接のパフォーマンスとか準備っていうのはもちろん必要だと思うんですけど、
そうですね。
そうですね。あとは、そうですね、外資コンサルだと多分、マネージャー以上の方は結構 MBA の方が多いかなとは思います。まあ、ファームにもよるかもしれませんけど。というのは思いますかね。はい。ありがとうございます。では、ご質問は以上かなと思いますので、最後にアドミッションの方と卒業生の方からもコメントをいただいて終わろうと思います。So, Joshua, thank you for your time today. That's all for the Q&A session. And at the end of this webinar, I would like you to give us some closing remarks and comments.
Sure. And that's all you would like to do that as well after me? Or you want to go first?
Uh, would you go?
Okay, I go first.
Thank you.
すいません。こんな、夜遅くに。まあ、録画で見られる方もいらっしゃるかと思うんですけど、このセッションに来ていただきありがとうございます。SMU の卒業生として、今回、機会いただいたんですけれども、まあ、SMU もちろん私行ってよかったなって思いますし、こう、世界観が、こう、かなり広がったっていうところは、まあ、キャリアだけじゃなくて、MBA 期間で関わる人とか、先生とか、あとこういう女子とかのこう、アドミッションオフィスの人とかも含めて、すごいこう自分の今までの世界とは違う、この引き出しとこう世界観をくれたなっていうのが一つあるのと、あと卒業後も結構コネクションが、強くてですね、先日もジョシュアも来たし、アカデミックダイレクターも日本に来て、日本での、 講義っていうのを、アメリカンクラブでやったのがつい先週ですね。で、そこに卒業生とかこう集まって、自己紹介からこう、どういうキャリア進んでるのとか、いろいろこうアドバイスしてもらって、本当コネクションも強くて、いろんな世界観を知れるかなっていうふうに思いますね。シンガポールの大学結構、3つプラスアルファ、他にもありますけど、見てみて、こう、すごい雰囲気とか、違ったりするので、ぜひ、SMU に会えば、なんですかね、アプライして、ジョシュアとかにコンタクトしていただければなと思いますので、はい。何かあれば私もサポートしますし、引き続きよろしくお願いいたします。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
Yeah, thanks very much. One advice I always leave to the prospects is don't just consider reputation of branding. These are very important. Ranking is very important. I mean, SMU has all of that as well. Think about fit, okay? Whether the program is going to fit with your career aspiration, whether the curriculum is going to help you gain, your future, in terms of what you are looking for. All right. Choose a program that is most relevant to you. Don't just go for status. Don't just go for, the top names of the world. You at the end of the day, you may benefit, but what really works the best is if you find a fit into the program, into the culture, into the people that you'll be studying with. I think that's the most beautiful part of the MBA program. And that's what I have personally found myself as an MBA student. All right. So I wish you all the best. Keep in touch if you need any more help. I can reply in English or we can do translation. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。はい。本当にアドミッションの方もコメントね、最後にいただきましたけど、やっぱりフィットとか、自分がやりたいことと、卒業生の方、在校生の方、アドミッションの方、いろいろお話ししてみて、自分ここ行きたいなという学校とかね、きちんと選ぶと。で、受験のところは学校選びからサポートしてますし、いろいろランキングとか、ロケーションとか学費とか、結構皆さん条件たくさん見がちなんですけど、シンガポールの学校ですね、4月の末、ゴールデンウィークかなと思ってますが、にもキャンパスビジットに行きますので、結構ね、SMU さんもいつも教授の方が出てきてくれたり、結構アルファのツアーのためにいろいろアレンジをしてくださるので、ぜひ行きましょう。とってもね、シンガポールの都心部にあって、キャンパスもすごいんですよ。図書館とかもとても綺麗ですし、大きくって、結構びっくりすると思いますので、ぜひ皆さん実際足を運んで興味がある方は自分の目で見てね、で受験をすると、合格率も見ている限りではかなり変わってくるかなと思いますので、キャンパスビジットもそうですし、あとは MBA の出願、学校選びとか、MBA がね、自分のキャリアにどう効くのか、MBA なのか、あるいは今日お話したようなファイナンスのプログラムなのか、そのプログラム選びもご相談ください。皆様からのご相談お待ちしております。では、菅さん、Joshua, thank you for your time today and great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.